Good morning, children. In my last video, I discussed with you the characteristics of hormones. So many points I discussed with you, like the hormones, they are chemical substances secreted from endocrine glands. They are directly poured into the blood. Then these hormones, they also regulate, that is, they control the physiological, all the metabolic functions of our body. Then they act on the target organ. These hormones will flow in the blood and will be taken to the part of the body where it has to act, called target organ. So the source of secretion and the source of action, they both are far from one another. So they act on the target organs or cells which are usually far or away from their source. Hormones produced in one species, they show similar influence in other species. Though a particular hormone is specific in nature, one hormone will regulate the metabolic functions, one metabolic function of the body. And that hormone in one species will carry the same function. In other group of species, that is other group of animals, it will carry the same function. Biologically, very small quantities of hormones are enough and are for the control of the body functions. And you'll find if over secretion takes place, that may cause the disorder in the metabolic functions. If under secretion also, then the required amount, if the hormone is secreted less, then also there will be certain disorders produced in the body functions. Somehow chemically these hormones are of different nature. Some are derived from or made up of peptides, that is proteins such as insulin, that is water soluble also. Some are derived from amino acid groups, example adrenaline, again water soluble, that is. Some are derived from fats or steroids, for example testosterone, they are fat soluble. Hormones are never stored in the body and are excreted out from the system, the excess if present in the body. Now today I will take the functions of hormones. The hormones control and regulate all the metabolic functions of our body, though required in very small quantity, but are very important in regulating and in controlling all the metabolic functions of the body. They also maintain homeostasis, that is, maintain the internal fluid balance of our body. The salts, the proteins, the different chemical compounds are all should be in fixed proportion in the body fluid. They also control and regulate morphogenic activities. That is, morphogenic means this word is derived from morphology. Morphology means the study of the external structures of the body. So externally, the growth of the body, the development, the growth, the differentiation in the body parts, they help in regulating and controlling that also. Then it regulates mental activities also. So mental development is also being regulated by some of the hormones. Then they control the growth, the maturation stage, and the regeneration. In some of the group of animals, you will find the body part, when it is being damaged or destroyed, that part may regrow by itself. That is regeneration. Then, for example, the lizard, when loses its tail, it may develop it again. That is regeneration. It also controls the activities of other endocrine glands. Some of the hormones, their function is to control the functioning or the activities of other endocrine glands. Those endocrine glands will only function under the influence of some of the hormones. Then it also helps to adapt to external stimulus. Any sudden change that is being brought on the body, it helps our body to adapt, like heat, cold, pressure, pain. That is all our body adapt to it, try to adjust to it. So this is because of some of the hormones which makes our body to carry this function. So these are all the functions of hormones. Now we will come to endocrine glands in humans. Keep it in mind, there are mainly 4 endocrine glands which are in detail in your course. You have to be very particular about their shape structure, their location, and their function. Then the diseases caused due to their under or over secretion. Stick to these points only. Learn these points only. Now, in human, there are several endocrine glands present. Some of them are purely endocrine in nature, that is, those glands which are ductless and produce hormones only and act on the target organ. They are placed in the group called holocrine. But there are some glands in the body which function as endocrine and as well as exocrine. So one particular gland, one particular part of the body may be endocrine in nature also and exocrine in nature also. So both ways, single structure carrying both the functions of endocrine also and exocrine also. The group, these type of glands come in the group of heterocrine. For example, you will study in your course like in your syllabus, pancreas is given. Pancreas is endocrine as well as exocrine in nature. Now see this diagram, all the endocrine glands, their location in the body part is being marked. So you may get in the exam this drawn figure and you will be asked to label the part of the gland that they will point out. And then they may ask you, give its location, give its function. So what is the disorder caused due to its over secretion? What is the disorder caused due to its under secretion? So this way this diagram is important. Now I explained you the purely endocrine glands called holocrine are pituitary gland, thyroid gland, parathyroid, adrenal, pineal and thymus. They are purely endocrine in nature. Their sole function is to produce only to produce hormones, whereas partly endocrine in nature, heterocrine, in addition to the secretion of hormones, they also perform other functions. These include pancreas, gonads are the reproductive organs, testes and ovaries, then the lining of alimentary canal, that is the digestive tract, in kidneys, the placenta. They function as endocrine also and they function as exocrine also. Now, out of the 8 endocrine glands, the syllabus includes only the first 4 given in the bold letters. Hence, the other 4 are not discussed in this chapter in detail. Pituitary gland, thyroid gland, adrenal gland and pancreas. These 4 in detail are in your course. Apart from these 4, there are other glands which are present in our body: parathyroid, gonads, placenta and thymus. But in this chapter, I will be taking this also, gonads also, because when I will take reproductive system, these reproductive organs, testes and ovaries, there we have to study, and the hormones that they secrete, we have to study. So I'll take here also and I'll take in that chapter also. Now we will start with one by one. We'll start with the endocrine gland. In your book, the first they have explained in detail is pituitary, but I will be taking adrenal gland first. This I will take first, adrenal gland. We'll take pituitary in the last. Now, adrenal glands, there are two adrenal glands, each located above the kidneys. This is the kidney. There is a cap-like yellow color structure. Can you see? A cap-like structure which is fitted on the organ, on the kidney, called as, this part is called as adrenal gland. So adrenal glands are located where? You will underline it, above the kidneys, and its structure is, it is fitting like a cap over these organs. This gland is being distinguished into two portions or two parts. The outer portion is called as cortex and the inner portion is called as medulla. These two parts of adrenal gland, the outer region is called as adrenal cortex and the inner triangular region is called as adrenal medulla. Though these two are the parts of adrenal gland, but these two parts function as separate endocrine glands, and because they secrete different hormones. This cortex part will secrete the hormone which is different from the hormone secreted by the inner part called medulla. Now I will come to the hormones of adrenal cortex. So in the first paragraph you have studied its structure and its location. Now we'll come to the hormones of adrenal cortex. Adrenal cortex secretes many hormones, but the best common or known hormone is cortisone, which suppresses inflammation, means it helps in protecting our body against infection. So many hormones are secreted from adrenal cortex and the best known is cortisones. Now they can be all these groups of hormones, so many hormones which are secreted from this adrenal cortex, they are being placed in three groups. Mineral corticoids are those cortical hormones. As the name indicates, these hormones, they will regulate the mineral metabolism. That is the consumption, the breaking down, the utilization. All these activities comes in metabolism. How the minerals are being absorbed, how they are being utilized in the body, and the excess how it is being given. So they regulate the salts in our minerals in our bodies, mainly sodium and potassium. And the group of hormones, such type of cortical hormones are called as aldosterone. This is the hormone of this group and it increases. When this hormone will be secreted, it will stimulate the kidney tubules and will make the kidney tubules to reabsorb the sodium, mineral sodium. So this helps in raising the sodium chloride content of the blood. Now the second group of cortical hormones is called as glucocorticoids. They are concerned with the carbohydrates, proteins and fat metabolism. Their intake, in what form they are being taken, the protein food we eat, the carbohydrate form of food we eat, the fat, how they are being broken down into their simplest substance, proteins into amino acids, carbohydrates into glucose, fats into fatty acid and glycerol, and how they are being utilized by the body. All these metabolic functions means the metabolism of carbohydrate, protein and fat. They are under the control of adrenal cortical tropic hormone. And the main hormones of this group are cortisols and corticosterone. The hormones that come in this group are cortisols, which controls the metabolism of carbohydrate, proteins and fats. And these hormones are secreted under the influence of ACTH hormone. Their function is, these hormones will increase the blood glucose concentration, that is, If the glucose level is falling down in the blood, it will help in increasing that. Then it will also influence the fat and protein breakdown of fats and proteins into their simpler substances, metabolism, and adapt our body to different stresses like heat, cold, pain, pressure, and reduce antibody in our body, and it also reduce the antibody formation in our body. So this is all the function of the cortisols, which is the hormone secreted from an adrenal cortex, which come in this group of glucocorticoids. The third group is called as sex corticoids, and these hormones, they will activate the development of external sex characters in males. That is, adrenal androgen is the hormone of this group. Adrenal from the adrenal cortex, and androgen is the hormone of this group. So the adrenal cortex, which secretes the cortical hormone, which is going to stimulate the development of external sex characters in males, means how you can identify a male by seeing its external features, deep voice, the development of beard and mustaches, the stout body, its physical appearance. These all are being developed in males due to the hormones called adrenal androgen. And till here we will do today, and tomorrow I will be taking the hormones of adrenal medulla. Thank you.